Hello, my dear friends. Welcome you all to the lecture number 6 of digital image processing, in which we shall be discussing about image sampling and quantization. Okay, so let us discuss about it. In previous lecture, we have talked about the sampling and quantization in case of one-dimensional signal. So that is nothing but your audio signal, right? So remember that whenever we are going to convert any analog quantity, that is nothing but a, let us say, sound, or it may be any analog quantity that has been converted into the physical quantity, has been converted into a voltage form, and then we need to go for the analog to digital conversion, right? So the very first step that comes into the picture while going for the analog to digital is nothing but a sampling. Okay, so in case of your operational amplifier, you might have studied again sample and hold circuit, right? So that is nothing but a simple sampler. Okay, so what exactly the sampling circuit is going to do? It is going to take some part of that waveform. Okay, it is going to select some part of that waveform, and it is going to pass on to the further processing system. Yes, in this case we are going to have the sampling in case of x direction, right? So on time axis, there is nothing but x axis, the time is there, and based on the time duration we are going to select the samples, isn't it? And we need to again satisfy the criteria which are available for to go for the sampling and all these things. So those are nothing but your Nyquist criteria, that is nothing but the sampling theorem. Yes, so the sampling theorem is what? Whenever we have a signal, okay, and we need to sample that signal, then we need to satisfy that condition or the criteria, that is nothing but the sampling frequency must be greater than or equal to the signal under sampling. Okay, or this is nothing but, in other words, we can say that this, let us say we have a signal of 1 kilohertz, then the minimum sampling frequency must be greater than or equal to twice of that 1 kilohertz. So that means 2 kilohertz minimum frequency is required. If we are going to take a less frequency, then we are not satisfying this criteria, and because of that there may be a different problem, that is nothing but aliasing errors and all these things that will be associated with that particular uh, signal. Okay, so we cannot reproduce the proper signal after uh, performing a different kind of operation based on that digital data, and whenever we want to recover or reproduce that original signal, so while reproducing that signal we cannot reproduce it properly. Okay, so that are the problem associated with the image sampling and then quantization. Okay, so remember that sampling is nothing but in one direction. So sampling, we are going to sample the signal, okay, and that is nothing but on x-axis the time is there, and based on that time intention or for time duration we are going to take the samples, right? So once we have taken the samples, the output of this sampler is going to be fed to the quantizer. So based on the different levels of quantization that we have used, okay, so based on the different levels of quantization, so let us say we have let us say 8 levels of quantizer. Hmm. In that case, how many number of bits, that means the samples we have now taken, okay, and that those samples now we are going to assign some digital bits. Okay, so binary bits we are going to assign to this sample by means of process of quantization. Are you getting it? So remember that we are going to round off those values to the nearest level of quantization, right? So because of that, we have different noises or the different errors associated with that also. So those are called as a quantization errors, right? Because if you are going to take a less number of levels of quantization, then definitely the more errors will be occurring into the digital data, right? So remember that the more the number of quantization levels, definitely the quantization error will be reduced, okay, or it will be having a minimum levels of quantization error. So x-axis, first step is what? You have to take the samples, and the second step is what? You have to assign the number of bits. That means you have to assign the digital bits to those sampled values. Okay, so this is the very first step whenever we are going to convert the analog signal to the digital form. Okay, so that is nothing but your analog to digital conversion step. So in that, sampling and quantizations are the two important processes used to convert analog image into the digital image. So in case of digital image, converting analog image into the digital image, that is again the same thing. Okay, so we need to go for the analog to digital conversion. So right now it is nothing but having two dimension. Image sampling refers to discretization of spatial coordinates along x and y axis, along x axis, whereas quantization refers to discretization of gray level values, that is amplitude, which are present on y axis, right? Okay, so remember that on x axis we are nothing but having a coordinates. Okay, so spatial coordinates will be on x axis, and then on y axis the gray level intensity or the intensity of that particular pixel will be associated on y axis. So what we are going to do, on x axis we are going to sample the spatial coordinates, and on y axis we are going to discretize, or we are going to assign the digital values to the gray levels. Are you getting it? Fine. So given a continuous image, so let us say the continuous image is there, hard copy of image is there, and right now we are scanning that image. Okay, so f of xy is nothing but that image, that is nothing but a two-dimensional quantity, is nothing but f of xy, that is image is represented as f of xy, right? So digitizing the coordinate values is called as sampling. Okay, so digitizing x and y values is nothing but a sampling, and digitizing the amplitude, that means whatever the values, that is intense gray level intensities are present, those are nothing but digitizing in terms of amplitude. Okay, so whenever we are assigning the number of bits and all these things for that gray level values, that is nothing but digitizing in terms of intensity values. Okay, so that can be processed by means of a quantization. This is okay, fine. So let us take one example how we can go for the sampling and quantization of that particular one line of an image. Okay, fine. So focus on this image. Okay, so right now this is an image that we are going to scan with the help of a single scanner. Okay, so remember that here we are going to traverse from A point to the B point. So right now we are scanning only a single line of that particular image, and their corresponding gray level intensities, or the intensities associated with the different xy coordinates. So right now this is nothing but xy coordinate. So here only y coordinates are changing, that means the column values are going to change and the row values will be remaining same. So x here is constant and we are changing the y value. So y coordinates is right now changing because we are scanning only a single line. So particular for that particular line, x value will be same, isn't it? I hope the fundamental of your matrix is clear, right? So here we are scanning only a single row. Okay, so whenever we are scanning the single row, the row value will remain same. Okay, so the row number will remain same, but the column values are going to vary from 0 to its n minus 1, whatever it may be. Let us say this image is of 512 pixel by 512 pixel, then let us say this is nothing but a row number as any number that is in between 0 to 512. Let us say 480. So 480 is the row number, and the column numbers are going to vary from 0 to 512. Okay, so 0 to 511, so that ranges to 1 to 512. Okay, fine. So remember that the gray level intensities are, we are going to find out. Okay, so these are mentioned over here. Are you getting it? So these are nothing but the gray level intensities. Okay, so right now this is nothing but the 8 levels of quantizer we have used. Are you getting it? And this is nothing but your right now time axis. Okay, is that fine? So on time axis the xy coordinates are there. Are you getting it? So recall the previous slide. Okay, the xy coordinates are nothing but your spatial coordinates. Okay, and the gray level intensities are nothing but the intensities associated with that particular line. Are you getting it? Fine. So right now here, why all the white pixels are there? So that's why the white pixel gray level information is available at point A. Is that fine? So after this point, some changes into the brightness are going to occur. So the brighter intensities were there, that means white pixels were there, and now some shades of gray level intensities are going to occur. Is that fine? So it is going to may go gradually increasing, or may go gradually decreasing, right? So based on that, the gray level transformation has been taken out. Okay, so this is nothing but a very dark shade of gray level. So that's why your gray level intensity has been dropped to this level. Okay, so you can consider this gray level. Is that fine? So with this gray level, it is right now showing that particular xy coordinate of that image as this value of gray level. Okay, and whenever we are going to move further, then its gray level intensity is decreasing. Okay, so as its gray level intensity is decreasing, and it is going to become somehow bright as compared to the this one point. Okay, so as compared to this point, this gray level intensity is more. Are you getting it? Fine. So remember that whenever we are traversing from this point to center of this image, your gray level intensity is varying, right? That means your gray is darker gray shade is going to decrease and to the lighter gray shade, right? And because of that, this variations into the gray level intensities is occurring. Okay, so at the center, a minimum gray value is there. That means some about which is nearer to the bright gray level. Okay, so it has been mentioned over here. So this is nothing but right now the gray level for this particular pixel. Are you getting it? Fine. Here after the center point, again the gray level intensities are decreasing. Okay, so again from the center point the gray level intensities are decreasing, and again at this point, at the edge of this white and dark gray level, there is a change. Okay, so this is nothing but the boundary of this image, let us say. Okay, so at this boundary, again the darker shades of your gray level, or that is, let us say, treated as a black. Okay, so darker shade of black is over here, and again after that total white pixels are there. Okay, so again it has been moved to the whiter shade or whiter quantization level. Okay, so this is nothing but analog quantity. Right now we have scanned this line by means of a image sensor. Is that fine? So whatever the light intensity or gray level intensity that is perceived by that sensor, that waveform we have represented over here. Are you getting it? So this is nothing but the waveform perceived or signal perceived by our image sensor, and this is nothing but right now a voltage waveform. Are you getting it? Fine. Now this is nothing but your analog signal is there, and now we are going to go for sampling and quantization. Okay, so this is nothing but your same image, that is nothing but your analog data, right? So this is nothing but an analog waveform of voltage is there, and now we are going to go for the sampling of this one. Okay, so we are going to take the samples, right? So this sample is taken over here. So these square boxes are going to show you that these are the samples taken out from this continuous waveform. Are you getting it? So likewise we have taken the multiple samples. Is that fine? And based on this, now as this is nothing but 8 level of quantization we have used, how many number of okay, 8 levels are there. So what are the number of bits that can be assigned to per one sample or to each level? So remember that 2 raised to 3 is nothing but 8. Yes, so 2 raised to 3 is nothing but 8 levels of quantization. That means for a single level we can assign 3 digits for particular that level. So the range is from 000 to 111. So that will be the maximum range, right? So in between 000 and to 111, there will be the variations into the corresponding bits value. Okay, so remember that first level is nothing but, let us say, dark level is nothing but represented as 3 dots or 3 zeros, right? So remember that whenever there is a 0, we are going to write it as a 0. Sorry, whenever there is a black, we are going to write it as 0, or we are going to mention it as 0. So darker intensity is definitely marked with a 0, as we talked about, right? Okay, so 000 will be the darker intensities, as we are going to move 001. Okay, so the very first level is nothing but having bits values as 000. Then the next level will be having value as 001, 010, 011. Likewise it is go on up to 111. Are you getting it? So likewise we are going to take the sample. So this is nothing but the first step. That means you are going to discretize the x-axis, that is xy coordinates of the image, and then assigning the values, that is nothing but the assigning the values to these gray levels in terms of digital values. This is nothing but your quantization. Are you getting it? Fine. So this is a very simple example of your image. So this is a single line example. Okay, so this is nothing but a single line example. We haven't talked about the total image. So likewise, all the image will be scanned and they are going to get converted into the digital form. So for each and every line we are going to repeat this. Okay, so let us say this is the first line. Let us say this is the first line and we are going to traverse from A to B. Okay, so what will be happen? All the white level intensities are there, right? So therefore total white intensities are there, right? So simply it is going to represent all the pixel information as white levels. Okay, so let us say 111. So for white intensities or for white color, it is totally mentioned as 111 for 3 bits or 8 levels of quantizations. Okay, so remember that this is nothing but a quantization. Is that fine? Okay. Now let us go how to represent the digital image. Remember that we have already talked about image is represented as an a two-dimensional quantity, right? So whenever the two-dimensional quantity will be into the picture, definitely that is nothing but your two-dimensional array. Okay, or you can say that it is a two-dimensional matrix. Okay, so this is nothing but your matrix which is consisting of rows and columns. Okay, so over here the image is represented as an matrix. Is that fine? So over here image is represented as an matrix, isn't it? So rows are going to start from m to m minus 1. So let us say m by n is the size of that particular image. M and n may be ranging from whatever the number of m and n. Okay, so let us say for the time being 512 by 512, or you can consider even 1024 1024. Okay, so how many number of rows? Let us say 1024 are the number of rows, and similarly 1024 are the number of columns. Are you getting it? And these are nothing but your pixels. So each and every pixel is represented with some xy coordinates. Okay, that means some rows and columns will be associated with that, and that value that this dot will represent, if it is in terms of matrix, then it will represent the gray level information or the value associated with that gray level. Okay, so let us say we have used 8 bits to represent a gray level. Okay, that means how many number of gray levels will be there? 256. Okay, so 2 raised to 8 is nothing but 256, right? So for that, because of that, we are going to represent these are nothing but the value is going to range in between 0 to 256, sorry, to 255. Okay, so total number of levels of gray level will be what? The number of gray levels will be definitely 256. And how many number of bits will be associated with each level? It will be 8 bits. So we are going to represent each pixel information or each pixel gray level information in terms of 8 bits of data, right? And because of that, your maximum gray level value will be what? It will be 255. So it is ranging from 0 to 255. Okay, so it will, the particular dot or the particular pixel will have value in between 0 to 255. Okay, so remember that the value may be either 0 or 255 maximum. Okay, so maximas are what? Minimum and maximum value will be what? Minimum will be 0 and maximum will be 255, right? So brighter color or the white information will be represented as 255 and black level information will be represented as 0, and in between the gray shades will be represented as any values. Okay, in between 0 to 255, right? Okay, an image may be defined as a two-dimensional function f of xy, where x and y are nothing but the spatial coordinates. Okay, and in case of our digital image, we are going to call these as nothing but your rows and columns, right? In case of our matrix, right? Okay, and the amplitude of f at any pair of coordinates. Amplitude means the particular gray level intensity represented for this particular dot or pixel. Right, this is nothing but your amplitude. Okay, that amplitude may range from 0 to 255 if it is a 8 level 8 bits represented for particular gray level. So that means 255 levels of 256 levels of gray level information will be there, right? Okay, so the amplitude of f at any pair of coordinates xy is called as the intensity or gray level of that particular image at that particular coordinate or point. The digital image is composed of a finite number of elements. These are nothing but referred as picture elements, right? Image elements, pales, pixels. I think in some of the lecture I have discussed about this pales, pixels, and picture elements and all these things, right? So pixel is nothing but simply a dot, right? Okay. So remember that pixel is term most widely used to denote the elements of digital image. So here one pixel is nothing but representing the particular element of that particular image. Yes, fine, great. So how we are going to represent that that image in the form of matrix is represented over here. Remember that the m and n is nothing but the number of rows and columns as we talked about, right? Here we can represent m by n digital image. Let us say m by n is nothing but 1024 by 1024, or you can assume any value for that m and n rows and columns. This is nothing but a digital image as a compact matrix as shown below. So over here, this is nothing but your image matrix, right? So if the first point of your particular this row and column is nothing but representing 0 row and 0th column, right? So f of 0 likewise this is nothing but your 0th row, isn't it? So f of 0 then f of 1, the column values are going to only change over here, and they may range up to n minus 1. Definitely n minus 1, that means if we are considering that 0 to let us say 512 pixels are there, then as we are starting from 0 it will range up to 512, that means n minus 1. Okay, n is nothing but 512. Over here n minus 1, that means from 0 we are starting, so therefore n minus 1 is nothing but 511. Okay, right. And as we are moving in a row fashion, then definitely your values are going to range from 0 to m minus 1. Okay, so these are nothing but your number of rows. Fine, great. For any value of x and y, and the amplitude values of f are finite. Definitely they are finite because we are going to convert that analog quantity into the digital by means of sampling and quantization, and then we are going to store that whatever the sampled information or the quantized values into the matrix, right? Two-dimensional matrix. Okay, and because of that they are definitely having some finite values. Those are nothing but the discrete quantities. So whenever we are converting that analog quantity into digital, definitely it will have some discrete values or discrete quantities. Okay, we call such image as digital image. So whenever we have converted all the information from analog to digital, definitely that kind of information or that kind of image is definitely termed as a digital image, right? The field of image processing refers to processing these digital images by means of a digital computer. That's it. So whenever we are going to process this digital image by means of any particular, let us say, computer, that is nothing but a digital image processing. That's it. Let us continue to the next slide. Now, let us discuss about the gray level information, number of bits associated for that gray levels and all these things. Okay, if the k is the number of bits per pixel, so let us say we are using k number of bits to represent a single pixel, right? Then how many number of gray levels are there that can be computed as L is equals to 2 raised to k. So right now, in previous example itself, while discussing about your sampling and quantization, we have discussed about 8 levels of quantizations, right? So remember that in that case we have represented each pixel by 3 bits, right? So 2 raised to 3, that is nothing but 8, right? So k is nothing but number of bits used to represent a single pixel, right? So over here L is equals to number of quantization levels will be what? How many number of quantizations will be there? 2 raised to 3. So the number of bits represented for a single pixel is 3. So therefore how many number of quantization level? It will be 8. So when an image can have 2 raised to k gray levels, it is common practice to refer to image as a k bit image. So right now, if I am going to talk about, let's say, 8 bits, if I am going to use to represent particular pixel, then it can be called as a 8 bit image. Okay, right now we have discussed up to only for 3 bits, so we can call that as 3 bit image. So how many number of bits we have used to represent a particular pixel, that is represented as that many number of bit image. Fine. For example, an image having 256 possible gray level. So what is 256? 2 raised to 8. So number of bits represented for particular, or number of bits used to represent a single pixel is nothing but 8 bits. So we are going to use 8 bits to represent that particular pixel. Okay, so here an image with the, let us say, 256 possible gray level values is called as an 8 bit image. So definitely that image is called as an 8 bit image. Therefore, okay, let us now find out how to find out the what will be the value, or what will be the sorry. So let us calculate what will be the size of that particular image whenever we are going to store that image. Fine. Here, let us say the number of bits required to store the digital image of, let us say, size of that particular image is m by n, is computed as number of bits required. Now we are talking about bits. Okay, so k is nothing but number of bits. Okay, so m by n by k, I think we have already discussed this. Okay, how many number of bits or bytes will be required to store the one image, right? So while discussing about your digital components, okay, so components of your digital image processing, at that time I think I have discussed this already. Okay, so m is nothing but number of rows, right? N is nothing but number of columns. So let us say 1024 into 1024 into 8 bits. So whenever I am considering bits, that is k, that is nothing but it will be represented in terms of bits. Okay, m bits, megabytes, megabits, and whenever we are dividing it by 8, then it will be converted in terms of bytes, because 8 bits represent 1 byte, right? So let us say 1024 into 1024 into 8, it will be representing 8 megabits, and whenever we are converting that into bytes, it will be divided by 8. So remember that 1 megabyte will be the size required to store that particular image having 1024 rows and 1024 columns. Are you getting it? Okay, so over here, if rows and columns are having same value, let us say the same example, we have taken 1024 by 1024, so rows and columns are same. Okay, so this formula will be reducing as n square into k. So 1024 square multiplied by k, it will be remaining, or it will be simplified as like this formula. Okay, now let us discuss how we are going to see the resolution of that particular image in a spatial as well as gray level resolution. Gray level spatial resolution is nothing but related to the size of that particular image. Okay, so whenever we are going to use, let us say, 1024 by 1024, the resolution of that particular image is different. Whenever we are going to use 512 by 512 pixel representation, that resolution or that particular size of that particular image will be different as compared to this 1000 by 1000. And likewise, whenever we are going to reduce the size of pixels or number of rows and columns, then definitely the image which we are going to see on any let us say display, the size will be reduced, isn't it? Right, so that is nothing but your spatial resolution. And gray level resolution means number of gray levels or gray levels representation for a particular image. If we are going to change, then definitely again, let us say gray level means 8 levels of quantization, 256 levels of quantization, and likewise. So larger the number of gray levels, definitely more precise information or more detailed information of that particular image will be represented. And whenever we are going to use a less number of gray levels, definitely a very small amount of information will be associated with that. Again, while reproducing that image, we have multiple different kinds of quantization errors are there, and because of that some problems into the image may occur, right? Okay. Spatial resolution is nothing but the smallest discernible, that is detect with the difficulty, that is the change in an image. Okay. Size, spatial resolution is related to the size, and gray level resolution is the smallest discernible which can be detect with the difficulty the change into the gray level. Okay. So spatial is nothing but a change into the image, that is size into the image, we can call this in a general manner. And here gray level is nothing but a changes into the gray level intensities. Okay. So this gray level resolution is nothing but we can identify, or we can check out, or we can able to find there are changes into the intensities. So I hope we have talked about the uh, brightness level adaptation and all these things, right? Okay. So that is all related to the gray level resolution. Okay. So brightness adaptation and all these things, or discrimination, it is all related to the gray level resolution. And spatial resolution is nothing but related to the size of that particular image. Is that fine? Great. Image resolution quantifies how much close two lines. Okay. Image resolution means how many number of rows and columns we have used simply to represent that image. So how much close two lines are there? How much close two lines, or is there any gap between two pixels? Okay. So remember that it is nothing but image resolution. That is nothing but your spatial resolution. Are you getting it? Say one dark line and one light line is there, and how much closer they are to each other, it is nothing but represented by image resolution. Okay. That means we can say that how much maximum pixels are there. Okay. If the less picture information is there, or if the less pixels are used to represent that image, then there will be a gap between the images or the pixels. Okay. More gap will be there. Okay. Larger the image resolution will represent that it means that a large number of pixels are there, right? If smaller number of the pixels are there, that means the multiple gaps, or the small number of dots or pixels are represented into the picture. The resolution can be specified as number of lines per unit distance, right? So resolution can be specified in terms of number of lines which are present for particular distance. Okay. So we can say that let us say 10 lines per mm. Okay. So definitely the size of your screen is very let us say small. So we can say that 10 lines are there for one single mm. Okay. 1 millimeter. Or else we can represent 5 lines of pairs. Okay. 5 line pairs per mm. That also we can talk about. I have talked about, I think, a DPI, right? So pixel density per inch, or we can call that dots per inch. Okay, how many number of dots? That is nothing but again pixel. How many number of pixels present per inch is nothing but again DPI. Okay. Another measure to image the resolution of resolution. Image resolution also we can measure by means of a dots per inch. So this is nothing but your DPI, right? That is the number of discernible dots per inch. How many number of dots are represented with the different gray levels? That is nothing but your dots per inch, right? Okay. This is nothing but your image resolution. That is nothing but the spatial resolution. So right now this image is of 1024 by 1024. Then the another image is nothing but, let us say, compressed image. That means we have alternately removed the columns and rows from this 1024 and 1024. That means half of this information, half of the rows and column we have used to represent this image. That means this is nothing but a compressed image. Are you getting the meaning of this? Compressed image means what? From this 1024 image, we have taken only half number of rows and columns. That means we have removed alternate rows and columns. Okay, we have removed alternate rows from that particular image, right? So alternate rows we have removed, and alternate columns also we have removed, and because of that a half size of image, that is a 512 by 512 image is created, which is having some smaller dimension, right, as compared to your 500 sorry 1024 by 1024, isn't it? Again, if you are going to again remove some rows and columns from that, again compressed image is created, that is nothing but 256 by 256. So what is the resolution of this image right now? So it is nothing but 256 by 256, 256 rows and 256 columns. Are you getting it? Okay, that means we have taken its half value. Okay, so alternate again the rows and columns of this 512 image we have skipped out, right, and then we have taken this image. Okay, again for this and we have gone up to 32 bit. So this image is represented in terms of 32 bit. Okay, so 1024 image has been represented into 32 bit. So that means we have compressed the image. So simply removing the alternate rows and columns of that particular image, we have gone for compression of that particular image, and this is nothing but your spatial resolution of that particular image. Fine. So let us discuss the same with the this information. Image of size 1024 by 1024 pixel whose gray levels are represented by 8 bits. So in this case we haven't changed the gray levels at all. Okay, so in this image we haven't changed the gray levels. Okay, so each pixel will be having 8 bits representation. Okay, so for each pixel we have used 8 bits to represent its value, right? Here we never when we haven't changed the value of number of pixels used to represent a pixel particular pixel, right? Number of bits used to represent that particular pixel, that is same, we haven't changed it. Okay, only the size of that image we have changed, that is nothing but the image resolution has been changed from 1024 up to 32. Okay, so from 1024 we have moved up to 32. That is the fundamental. We haven't changed the number of bits used to represent the pixel or gray levels. Okay, so whenever we are going to change the number of bits to represent the gray levels, then that is called as a gray level resolution. Okay, that we'll talk in the next upcoming slide. Okay, image of size 1024 pixels whose gray levels are represented by 8 bits is shown in figure very first. Okay, that is the leftmost side of figure is nothing but having 1024 by 1024 pixels and gray levels are represented by 8 bits. The results of subsampling, so we are going to go for the subsampling, that means reducing the number of bits or number of pixels, sorry, not reducing the bits, reducing the number of pixel information or rows and columns we are reduced. So the sampling was accomplished by deleting appropriate number of rows and columns from the original image. So from this original image we have deleted some rows and columns, okay, as I talked about, and we have found 512 and 512 new image, okay, whose size is nothing but 512 by 512, which is obtained by deleting every other row and column from this particular original image. Then again from this, now this is nothing but let us say new image, and again we have resampled or subsampled it to form 256 by 256 image, again by deleting alternate rows and columns of that particular image, and so on. We have moved up to 32 size, right? So 32 by 32 rows and columns we have gone for, right? The number of allowed gray levels was kept as 256. We haven't changed the gray level information. Okay, so number of bits to represent the gray levels are 8 only. Okay, we haven't changed the bits, number of bits, right? These images show dimensional proportions between various sampling densities. So whenever we are going to check out, so this is nothing but the simply we have found out that the dimension has been changed for each and every image. Okay, so original image is having a large dimension, and the final image that is having a 32 by 32 pixels, it is having a very small dimension as compared to this 1024. Are you getting it? But their size differences make it difficult to see the effects resulting from the reduction into the number of samples. Yes, the simplest way to compare these effects is to bring all the subsampled images up to size 1024 by 1024. That means the effect of this subsampling can be more precisely observed whenever we are going to make the size of all the images with the same size. Okay, so whenever we are going to make all the images of the same size, then we can identify what are the changes are been taken place into the image. So let us go for that. So this is nothing but your original image, then it is a 512 image, then 256. Up to 256, you may not observe any kind of problem or changes into the more changes into the images, right? But after 256, you will be finding that 1028, then 64, and then 32. They are going to getting blurred. So images are seeing like they are getting blur as we are again downsampling, right? So this is nothing but your image, which is nothing but having 32 into 32 and keeping the dimension as it is 1024 by 1024. That means we have zoomed it simply by saying that. Okay, next. So gray level resolution we are going to talk about. Is that fine? Okay, so gray level means we have used, so let us focus on this first image. In this we have used 8 bits to represent the particular gray levels. Okay, or a single pixel will be represented by 8 bits. Each and every pixel will be represented by 8 bits. So this is nothing but the image for that. Then we have reduced the number of bits to represent one pixel, so that has been reduced from 8 to 7. Okay, so this is the image change into the image. Then 6 bits we are going to use it. That means 64 gray levels will be there. First, for first image it will be 256 gray levels, right? And likewise we have gone for reducing the number of bits, and this is nothing but your black and white image as like your X-ray. Okay, so this is nothing but your black and white image in which we have used only 1 bit per pixel. Okay, so you can identify this, this is nothing but the gray level resolution. So gray level resolutions are going to degrade whenever we are going to reduce the number of bits per pixel. Okay, so in this example we keep the number of sample constant. So here we haven't changed the resolution of that particular image. So if the image is of 1024 by 1024, the size is same, right? I hope you can identify the size is same. Okay, but the number of bits representation for gray level we have changed for every image. Okay, so this is having 8 bits representation, or 8 bits are used to represent every pixel, and this is using only a single bit for representing the pixel. Okay, so the gray levels are going to vary. So remember that whenever the gray levels are reducing, the number of information or the detailed information will not be examined, or it cannot give the detailed information of that particular image. Is that fine? Okay, we'll stop over here.